We few, we happy few, we band of brothers.
Well, hello and welcome along to what I'm calling the Great Rescheduled We Happy Few 506 podcast. It keeps bouncing around this one, but we are finally here, and it was going to get rescheduled again. But instead, we're just going to do a catch up because we want to do a catch up, and I want to put stuff out, and I want to let you know what we're all doing. So I'm here, Dougie's there. How's Berlin, Dougie?
Yeah, Berlin is good. It's finally stopped raining. We had rain every day for nearly a month.
No way.
Yeah, it's been super weird here. And then it stopped on Friday. So we've had 3 days of no rain. Like sometimes it rains all day, other times it showers, but we have literally had rain every day. But the parks are lovely. Everything's super green and rich. Where when I left and went to England for a week back in, well, it's about a month ago now. Everything was brown and sort of dying, but now everything's kind of super lush. Berlin looks absolutely beautiful at the minute. But yeah, we had rain every day. Super odd, huh? What's the weather like in the UK? Apparently, because I was at my twin sisters in East Dulwich, she says they haven't had proper rain there for 6 months.
Wait, you have a sister? Sorry, I made that joke every time. The Yeah, no, well, it feels that way actually. Yeah,
Yeah, like
and
proper rain. Yeah.
having a picnic with my family, and it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful for as long as I can remember actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, something weird is going on now. How are you spending summer?
How am I spending? I'm just spending it here. I'm just really not doing too much. I had a mate pass through Thames in on her way to Sweden. She stayed for a couple of nights. I've got a mate here from Iceland who's come to visit, a writer who's doing like a little book tour thing. And so I saw him today, and yeah, just kind of chilling out here really. I'm speaking with Alex a lot. We've got a script. Don't know, I might have some work, be my first job back in a little while, perhaps. So yeah, been reading through that, and Alex Sadger has got the lead role in it. It's like an indie film, and
Okay.
yeah, so we're going to work on that, work on scenes on that on Wednesday and Thursday, and yeah, I'll put myself in for it. I think they kind of want me and sort of have a gentle reintroduction to the world of work, and see how
What?
that goes.
Where's it filming? London.
I'll be in the UK. It's set on the coast somewhere, like some down at heel coastal town, and they're not very hard to find in England, are they? So I've
Wait,
I don't know really where it is, but it's yeah. So yeah, I'm doing that, and
is it someone you've worked with before, or they just know of you?
no, it's just that it just came from Alex, really. I think Alex knows the producers and the writers, and I think they've had him in mind. As soon as I read it, I thought Alex would be great for the lead in it, and he's been offered that. So initially, it just started as I was going to help him, because I help people do auditions and self tapes and stuff. And but then he sort of said, "Oh, they kind of want you to read this part," and then I said, "Oh, well, what about this one?" And they said, "Yeah, they'll be happy for you to go up for that." And so yeah, we'll just see. I'm not kind of with all indie films and any job really, you don't believe it until you get on set. And also, I don't want to take on too much because I'm just doing recovery stuff every day, and I'm really into it and I'm really enjoying it. So I don't really want to upset the rhythm of that. But nice little job working with Alex would be great. Haven't done anything with him since Band of Brothers, and yeah, he's a great guy. We'll have a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see where that goes.
Well, not all, because this would be a mean thing to say, because some indie films that I have done have almost followed the same timeline as a normal film. Uh, Cast, made, cut, comes out somewhere, maybe goes to festivals or whatever. But then there's other indie films that you do that they're just like a magnum opus. Do you know, like some 20-year novel. Do you know what I mean? Like, it takes like I don't gosh knows how long to get started filming, and then they start filming, and then they stop, then they start again, they stop.
Yeah, yeah, this isn't going to be one of those.
Oh,
I did say to him earlier, I said, "Has this thing been green lit?" Because, like, in other words, like, don't waste my time if it hasn't been, because I'm too long in the hill to sort of get in early on some guys kind of But he says they've got a distribution deal, and that's really good with a really good subscription provider. And yeah, so we'll see. The script's okay. It's I think it'll be fun. I just think it'll just be fun. It'll be kind of but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
see.
check back in. We'll check back in 10 years' time when they're still available. I
Yeah.
mean, that is the case with some indie films. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah, but I do. I mean, like I've said this many times before, there's nothing better in the world than doing a B movie, just somewhere out in Eastern Europe or whatever. I know this one isn't that, but that is one of my favorite things to do. It is, they are hilarious fun. I mean, the scripts are often shocking, and you just, say your lines in a way not to be laughed at, really, but they are a riotous fun. So yeah, I do like the sort of the lower budget end of the business. It can be quite wild. Yeah.
that stuff's the best fun in the world because it's so so badly run.
Yeah.
Someone somewhere that they were doing some weird tax skive money launder thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They don't care about the end product. That doesn't matter at all. They're just doing some weird, I don't know, cooking some books and moving money. And so,
Yeah, the last one I did, the director, or one, no, I think it was one of the producers, had to get into Hungary via, you know, passport control number 18 at a particular time because that was the guy they paid off to let him into the country because he wasn't
oh,
allowed into the country. Do you know what I mean? It was just kind of, yeah, you get all these sorts of crazy things going on. They are quite fun. And as a result, like, the producers are very good, but as a result, the producers are kind of almost what you would see in a movie about movie producers, like wildly eccentric and egomaniac and, normally off their nut and some narcotic. And they could be full of those. They could be good fun. Yeah. But anyway, we'll just see. I'm just sort of, it's been a while, and yeah, it's been a long old road for me, so it's I'm just gonna be gentle, and if I sort of work well with Alex in terms of like I feel comfortable with it, and then I'll speak to Sarah, my agent, and say, look, why don't we try and perhaps do a few more other auditions and kind of just dip my toe into it gently. I don't want anything too big either. I don't want anything kind of that's going to tax me too much. I just gently get back into it and just see how I feel about it, and see also if there's any work around. This is the longest time I've ever been out of work, 3 years since I was like 15 or 16. Not in acting, I didn't start until I was in my mid-20s, but I've never not worked for this long, and in acting, I think the longest period I ever had out was literally just over 18 months. So this has been a long time, and you do think, oh, are you going to get anything when you get back? I think quite a few of the band guys have struggled to find anything when they've come back after years away. So we'll see. We'll have just to see how that goes.
many of the guys have done that, sort of decided to bounce back.
Yeah, no, Pete McCabe, he didn't do any for years, did he? And he just came back into company. He's at Alex as well. Alex Sapko, he didn't do anything for a long time. Was doing his set building and starting a family and doing all, regular life stuff, as was Pete. And both of them have sort of come back in the last year or two with varying sort of, as Pete described it, trying to open a door that's permanently shut in my face. So yeah, it can be but I also think when you come back to it a bit later in life, you do have a different perspective on it. You're not young and want to be someone. You just want to work and enjoy the process of the work, and you don't think about anything else. I mean, we were talking about an actor friend of ours just before, and his perspective on the business is very different to ours. We won't mention his name.
No, but he's legendary from anybody I've ever met in the exact thing. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They do. Sometimes being profoundly delusional.
Yeah. So what you got on? What we got on, dude? What's the state of play here? You got things to talk about? We got things coming up?
Yeah, well, I just we just did like a day for the Patreons yesterday. So anyone who's a Patreon subscriber who could make it
Yeah.
came to Oldbourne for the day,
Okay.
which is really cool. Like with Oldbourne, like I've done a lot of tours that have gone through Oldbourne.
Mm.
That's in and around the area where the 101st were trained and billeted and all the stuff from episode one. Basically, all the stuff where, we're doing all the Rocky montage type of stuff at the beginning of episode one were in England. It's all Oldbourne and
Mm.
kind of stuff. And I've gone through there quite a few times with tours with different tour companies and then with my own and stuff. And it's always, I don't know, you always rush through it because I don't know, everyone's just mustered. It's kind of the first stop on the Band of Brothers tour. You kind of get there, you wander around the town, you go to the Blue Boar, you have lunch, this is where the officers used to drink or whatever, and then you just kind of get out of town. It's like, yeah, it's cool. It's a beautiful village, but there's a lot to do there actually. And we got this kid, he's a reenactor. I think he's a kid anyway. Pretty sure he's a young lad. His name's Torrin, and he does a lot of stuff around that reenacting and stuff. And he's involved with the Oldbourne Heritage Centre and that kind of stuff, which is a little museum there. We asked him whether he'd put a few things together for us for the patrons who come into town, and he put together a really great day. It was really cool. I took my family down actually. I took my wife and my three kids. My wife went on one of the jeeps for a while. Like we all went on the jeeps and were like, racing around to all the different places. There's like ranges where the guys were firing, and there's like Colonel Singh's headquarters in this place out of town. Also, it was like SAS Rogue Heroes. It was like there were three jeeps just kind of all these like dusty roads, and me screaming around behind in like a Ford Galaxy, and my little daughter on the back flipping me off. It was so funny. It was really day, actually. The weather was beautiful, so it was a really good day. Um, Everyone's absolutely nadgered today now, and they have a newfound respect for me actually doing stuff when I go on tour and stuff. I'm not just arsing about. So that was really good. I just got back from the Netherlands. I was in the Netherlands over the weekend. Was it the weekend? I don't know what day it is. Midweek, I was there for the week. So I was in Eindhoven and in Amsterdam and stuff. Doing a little bit of stuff, figuring some stuff out, having a look at some stuff. That was really nice. Took my son, because he and I have been working our teats off on. We're building this website, which is very cool, which I'll talk about another time. And he needed a break, so I took him out to the Netherlands because he wanted to have some fun. He'd been there before, he really liked it, and he likes tall, skinny blonde women, so he was in absolute heaven. So yeah, it was all really cool. So that's what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks. Pushing on, got three kids at home,
Wow.
which is fun.
Yeah, the boys are back upstairs. They came back Friday night with a bang. As
Yeah,
they
they
say
do that.
that they've been staying at their father's for 2 weeks, but of course, they come back within minutes. The middle son had decided that it would be a great idea when reaching for something in his bedroom to stand on a glass coffee table and went straight through it barefoot and with a bit of glass actually holding his foot in. It was like, oh, so it was hospital at 10:30 at night and stitches and everyone trauma relived and stuff. And it's just, yeah, back with a bang. So, yeah, wow, that
Look,
was,
where are they now? They're upstairs.
yeah, that was it. Nadine lives upstairs on just 2 floors above. So they're back. They were staying at their dad's for 2 weeks because the summer holidays started in Germany 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And they actually go back to school like mid-August.
Yeah, they do that in America as well.
Yeah, well, what they do is they kind of stagger it here. So different areas of Germany have different times when they
Okay.
have holidays. So if you live in somewhere else, it may well be the same as England, where
Right.
it comes back on September the 4th or something.
Yeah, it's bad.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but here it's kind of different. Yeah, they kind of stagger it. So yeah. So yeah, they're back and yeah, so it's back to life as yeah.
How long are they back for? Is that 1 week on, 1 week off, or are they back now? They back now.
Yeah, no, they're back. Well, because their father had them for 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks, and they're on holiday as well. So it's kind of full time 2 weeks. or was it 3? I think somehow it was a week extra. Anyway, yeah, no, I think it was 2. So now Nadine has them for 2 full weeks while they're on holiday. And yeah, so they're just around now. And now Milan is not, can't move, can't do his training. He's well into his boxing. He can't do anything for the next week because he has a massive gash in his leg and he's got stitches. And this is the second sort of accident he's had in a week because Nadine and Robert clubbed together and bought him a brand new mountain bike, and he had it one day before crashing it and doing himself injury and totally destroying the bike basically on his first day. So he's a little bit accident prone at the minute. So hopefully he'll slow down. But I do remember going through the same thing at his age, 14. I went through a raft of accidents that required hospital visits and stitches and stuff.
Is he the eldest?
No, Milan's the middle one. Ben's the older. Yeah.
Middle one. When he was talking, I thought he would be he thought you said he was the eldest, but I'll bet he's the middle one. The middle child is always bonkers, always injuring themselves. Son is like 19 years old. Like, well, sometimes we call him Safi, from Fabulous, because me and my wife are a bit nuts, and he's quite serious, straight laced. And my daughter is absolutely bonkers, absolutely bonkers. She's going to end up injuring herself a lot soon. She's only 6 now, and she doesn't eat very much, so when she falls, it doesn't hurt too much. But yesterday, she insisted on taking her bike to Holborn, which is fine when you're biking around the village. But then we went to this off-track place when we went through this like farmer's field to find the old shooting range where the 101st used to practice shooting, and they blew up this barn and all kind of stuff. And there's this old tree that's got like bullet marks in it and kind of stuff like that. And it was downhill, really steep. Crossed off and in and out of these guests. And then you just put this like, and she just totaled herself into the floor. And it's like, she's a mad tomboy, but she dresses like whatever her name is that sang Time After Time or Madonna in the early 80s. So she's got like a tutu on and stuff, and this tutu's going flying everywhere. She's absolutely mad as a bag of anything. So yeah, she will be injuring herself. I had a friend actually who was telling me that he had a son like that, a bit like the middle one, Nadine's middle one, and they took him to the hospital for the 57th time or something, and the doctor was like, "I think we should probably do a proper check on you." So they took his shirt off, and he was just covered in bruises because he just, no matter what, he would twat himself on something or fall over or break something. And ended up calling like social services. They thought,
Yeah,
yeah,
that happens. That happened to my twin sister and her son because he's into parkour and
right,
like skateboarding stuff. So he's obviously got bruise below his knees from the skateboarding. Parkour, you're always going to fall and do something. And so he's covered in bruises. They called social services on her. And it was just like, this is just what a 14-year-old kid does. This is what a 14-year-old kid looks like that doesn't sit in front of an Xbox 24/7, or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. She got really offended by that, but she was fine.
Where is she? Is she in London?
Yeah, she lives in East Dulwich, my twin. Yeah.
And where do you do parkour around there?
Just around the estates around there, just around he's got a little. I don't know if it's organized by the school, but there's a guy that coaches them. There's like
Oh,
6 or 8 of them. So they go every Sunday at 10:30, 11 o'clock. They have like this sort of 4 hour kind of parkour sessions. Yeah. So he's learning to do it. He's really good at it. Yeah, he really enjoys it.
that would be really cool to see. I feel like it's something I would be really bad at, but quite committed. Like I'd be like doing that thing where you leap down the stairs and then just miss the rail completely.
Just miss it by a millimeter and just go sailing off. Yeah, I mean, when you see the guys do it, they can literally jump 3 stories and then just do a roll and just get up and just completely take the shock of a 3-story fall. It's absolutely remarkable what they can do. And and then like jumping from one thing to another, but landing on something that's like 75 millimeters wide with sheer drops either side. I just don't know. I mean, it's not like I don't know how they do it. I mean, I used to do it on building sites when I was a teenager, but it didn't have a name then in the 80s. It wasn't called parkour. It was just shinning up buildings and stuff.
Being a scaffolder, that's what that is.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Feeling always wasted, so it's fine. That's scaffolders have always battered anyway, so it doesn't matter. You can hit the ground, whatever. So right, I'm still completely wasted from last night. So that's what we're up to. We're just hanging around. You're just hanging around. What's the plan for the future, man? What are you doing apart from getting involved in the industry? You're just working on yourself at the moment.
Yeah, just doing that. Yeah, I'm looking for a therapist at the moment to kind of sort out some of that stuff, or just like as an ongoing, like just kind of a backup thing. Organizing Christmas. My oldest sister lives in just in between Boston and New York, Massachusetts somewhere, and I've actually never visited their house. They live in the middle of nowhere. It's like 20-minute drive to the nearest town. I
Are
actually
you,
don't know where it is where they live, but we've just been talking on the family WhatsApp, like my dad and his wife are going there for Christmas. And so Anna's just said, well, why doesn't everyone come? So I'm going to be spending Christmas in America, which I'm really excited about.
uh, there is a very good chance you're going to get about 3 feet of snow in that area.
Yeah, well, they do. They do get a lot of snow, but not necessarily at Christmas. It comes sort of January, February. But I
Yeah,
said to her, like, because they live in the wilderness basically, and I sort of said, "Oh, I'd love to try." I said, "Is there any skiing? I'd love to try skiing or cross country skiing." And she said, "Well, yeah, if they get snow, I mean, they do get snow every year, but not necessarily at Christmas." So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never been there, never visited them, even though they've lived there 20 years, because Anna always comes to England every year. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It'd be really, really good. It's and because the whole family or most of the family are going, it'll be lovely. Yeah.
I was living in Virginia. You'd get the tail end of that snow sometimes
Mm.
down and just get you because we were more near DC.
Yeah, but they had it in April. Like they had like they taken all like they have all these sort of I don't know like Subaru like and trucks and stuff, and they just put summer tires on their cars because the snow had melted like 3 or 4 weeks before, and it was mid-April. I even think maybe the third week of April, and then they got a meter of snow in a day and a half or something, like one of the biggest snowfalls they've ever had. And it's just like they were literally snowed in. It was just so yeah, it'd be cool to see.
Can't remember, it was a few years ago, and I was like running my business out there. I was doing an estimate, and they'd said on the news, it's coming down from the northeast. It was called Snowmageddon or something ridiculous calling it. And I was just like, yeah. Well, I'm English, like weather doesn't bother me, it's fine. And I was up in Arlington, which is about an hour from where I was living, and everyone was like freaking, like I was in the estimate for, was kind of freaking out, like I think you should go. And I was like, it's fine, mate. It's just like a bit of a slate grey white sky. So I did all the measuring and I did all the stuff, and I was like, okay, right, man, I'll email you when I get back. And as I got in the truck, like this one flake of snow comes down. Everybody is just freaking out, like driving all over this 5-lane highway. It's just a nightmare. They're all trying to get home. Like, what is wrong with Americans? What is wrong with them? It's a tiny bit of snow. And by the time I'm getting home, this one flake's got two fed, and then it starts to get these flurries and stuff. And I parked up my truck. I was like, what's wrong with this America? It's fine. I go into my apartment, and at the time, my wife was back in England. So it's just me and my son. So we were being super lazy. And it was like a Saturday. So I was like, you just watch TV. I'm going to take a nap. I get up from the nap, and there's like quite a lot. I was in a ground floor apartment. There was quite a lot of snow coming up, like the windows there. So it was starting to creep up the window. And then
What?
the movie together, and it starts to creep up the window like this, and then like this, and then it's just getting higher and higher, higher. Literally, we just literally had to beat our way out of the apartment, like to open the door. That was a good probably meter and a half of snow, but it felt like rice. It was so
Yeah.
cold, it felt like rice. So you could kind of like, like it was like the set for fast snow. Do you know what I mean? It was like fake snow you were getting through.
Oh, right. So you could quite easily get through it then.
You could.
Did you have to dig out your truck?
Yeah, well, that was the next bit. That bit was hilarious. So everybody was digging out their cars, but like it was like a cartoon. So that you'd be in one place firing it, and you just fire onto the car next to you, and they'd be firing Tom and Jerry routine. But there was one dude. I think I know what he was trying to do. I think what he was trying to do was get attention so that someone would help him, but he didn't know how to do it. So he was just wandering around in circles with his car fob going beep 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 beep, and then follow this beep 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 beep. It's about 2 hours, could not find his car. I think he was hoping someone would say, "Do you want me to find your car and dig it out for you?" Because it was just mental. It took about 4 hours to dig the car out because then it sounded kind of melted, and then it would turn into like proper Brit icy, crusty snow. Didn't dig the car out. It could be there for 3 weeks, just like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow.
that's a long, long way south of Massachusetts. When it gets big in Massachusetts, it looks like the Battle of the Somme. It's like there's these huge like trenches to dig in it. Like, people are just
Yeah.
these like 16-foot trenches outside their houses.
Yeah, that's what Anna said. Yes, they do. They don't get that every year, but they get it. They get snow every year, but they don't get kind of that extreme weather every year where it's kind of, 2, 3 meters, that sort of thing. But they do get it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But you have to get a visa now to visit America, or was it always that way? Am I going mad? You have to.
Into Rick, I'll be doing an impersonation of him. Have you been talking to Rick Wharton by any chance? So when we went to Boston, okay, so got Rick Wharton and a few other guys to come over, and you know what Rick's like? He's like, so I was one of my favorite people in the whole world, Rick Wharton, mostly because he's a genuinely beautiful human being, but also because he's so profoundly neurotic and like an old woman and does hitting and everything. And he WhatsApps me like, Matt, what's this thing about the visa? What's with the visa? And I was like, Rick, you're only going for the weekend. You don't need a visa. You just go to America. He's like, no, but there's a thing on Esther. And I was like, yeah, Rick, it's a visa waiver. Do you remember back in the day when you used to go to America, you used to get a piece of white paper
On the
flight,
plane, you'll get it.
and it was green or something, and you just
Yeah, but you'll get it on the plane. They'll give you a
you
visa waiver.
on the
Yeah.
right. So you used to get on the plane and you just write a bunch of guff. Where am I staying? This is what I'm doing. All that does is waive your need for a visa. It's 90 days. I'm not going to overstay 90 days. I'm coming in. I don't need a visa. Like I'm not working. I'm not doing that stuff. Could I get that past his highly no? So that I think after 15 like WhatsApps that I've got it through his head that all he needs to do is go online because everything's online now. Everything. All he needs to do is go online and fill in the ESTA form. Yes. So then he and I actually went down to Oldbourne because they were opening up this plaque for Harry Welsh. And
Yeah, I saw that. He did a lovely speech.
he did a lovely speech. Well, on the like, I was like, I was like, I'll come down with you. He's like, great. He's like, great, Matt. Yeah, I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up. And then we can have a good chat about that ESTA form. And I was like,
Oh, bless him.
in 5 minutes, actually less, more, because he refused to go over 40 miles. Trying to
Bless his heart. We love Rick.
the most easy possible thing to do. The way it's Americans coming here have a bit more trouble now because we've set up this thing called an ETA, I think, that you have to pay for. But even that is like just biometric take a picture. That's pretty easy as well. But that was good as well. So when we went down to Oldbourne, I did notice he was going really slowly. Like people were trying out driving by, like, "Look, is your car all right, mate?" And he's just like, there are two types of people in this world. It's the type of people that have done a speed awareness course and those haven't. And I've done one and I'm never doing one again. I was like,
Oh, Rick.
I
Oh.
because my wife had to do one recently and it was one of the worst things. She said, they're like about 3 hours long.
Yeah, no, I've done one. Yeah, they're ridiculous, but it's just a money spinner, isn't it, for people? But it saved me getting 3 points. But
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
anyway.
Yes, mate. All right, well, I'll let you go, mate. I just wanted to do a quick catch up, put something out for the fellas, and make sure everybody's happy and you're happy and you're cracking on with life and you're doing stuff and you're good.
Absolutely. It's lovely to see you. I'm looking forward to Sicily, is it?
Yes,
Am I not supposed to mention that? Or I can mention that. I can mention that, can't I?
it's on sale. It's on sale. It's there's a few tickets left, I think. Yeah, should be good crack.
Very excited about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gonna be good stuff, mate. Yeah. Have a look
Yeah.
at seen it. Well, you know what it is. It's the SAS Rogue Heroes tour.
Yeah.
Ass. All right, fella. Well, thanks everybody for listening. This was just a little catch-up pod. We'll be back with some guests pretty soon. We've got some good guys coming on.
Oh, we do. We've got some great guests coming up, actually. Really interesting. We've got 3 or 4 really good ones lined up. So yeah, keep listening.
Being a beauty. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for our patrons. It was good to see everybody yesterday. To our Brit-based Patreons, and there's actually a Dutch family there. When I do get myself back to the States pretty soon, I'll do something similar in Gettysburg for the Americans. I promise. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for listening. Cheers then. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.